Maine's beer industry is not just a collection of brew houses. It's one that is as strong and proud as any other in our state.
But while some people wind along Maine's beer trail, there are those with specific dietary restrictions whose options are quite limited. David Guilford joins us now to explain how personal this has become for some. David?
Hello, you two. For millions of Americans with a gluten sensitivity, this is personal. It not only limits what they eat, but sometimes where they can enjoy a night out with the people they love. When it comes to beer in Maine, just 2 companies are fully committed to this crowd because their founders are among them.
In the super saturated beer market of Portland, this brewery is celebrating 1 year in business. And there isn't an empty seat in the place. Orange Bike Brewing is Tom Ruff's creation, and it was a creation that solved a problem.
I had 54 years of an extremely glutinous or gluten-full life, between craft beer, pizza, carbs. But yeah, at age 54, the wheels came off. I started having a lot of health issues.
Ruff wanted to enjoy beer again and thought he could make some for folks with gluten sensitivity, like him. He enlisted a brewing legend, Alan Pugsley, who had helped open Geary's, Gritty's, and Shipyard, a Maine holy trinity, if you will. The beer quality had to come first, but
cheers. Cheers, baby.
Take a step back in this room and you'll learn the experience goes well beyond alcohol.
My husband and I actually met 25 years ago at a beer festival. So beer has always been an important part of our relationship and our life. And then when I couldn't have it anymore, it was sort of like, okay, now, there's so many breweries in Portland, but we have nowhere to really go.
Tom's health challenge turned into a dream for married couple Sylvia and Steve Dion, a place where a beer lover whose health had changed could rediscover an evening out with loved ones.
When we sat at those 2 seats the first time we came into this bar and actually ordered a beer, and I could see my wife drinking a beer with me, it was like a wave of emotion came over me. I was like, wow, this is like happening again.
Beer has made plenty of people emotional, but that moment was deserved. Sylvia and Steve picked up right where they left off, over a pint, making new memories.
Now that we're a year in and the stories like Steve and Sylvia, they're happening here on a weekly basis, literally.
Orange Bike is the new haven for Portland's gluten-averse drinkers, but it was not the first in Maine. Lucky Pigeon in Biddeford planted that flag.
Really exciting for a lot of people because it's not overpowering.
Kathleen Pigeon, like the Dions, fell in love with her wife Bev over beers years ago and dreamed of opening a bar. But Kathleen soon learned gluten wasn't in her future, and she couldn't find an adequate option.
This is possible to do and make it really good. And I just didn't feel like anyone was doing it at the time.
And so, alongside Bev and 2 in-laws, Kathleen opened Lucky Pigeon
and there's your wingspan there.
In 2021.
Really excited to have people walk in and be like, you can have anything on this menu. You can sit here and play games and enjoy this time with your kids, and your counterparts that are here with you that are not gluten-free are going to enjoy the beer just as much. That was always the goal.
For now, Lucky Pigeon and Orange Bike remain Maine's only 2 dedicated gluten-free breweries. One reason might be the chemistry. Traditional beers use grains like barley or wheat, bred for 1,000 years to create the perfect beverage. Gluten-free beers utilize millet, rice, even quinoa, and those grains also carry a cost.
Our ingredients are probably 3 times more expensive than anything that a barley-based brewery is doing.
That means a gluten-free 4-pack will likely run a few dollars more than other craft beers. But for those with gluten sensitivities who still want to share a pint with a loved one, these brewers are waiting to help make memories.
That's certainly been one of the most gratifying pieces. It's the connections with the customers and just watching people do exactly what we wanted them to do and what we want to do when we go to places like this.
Now, not only are these the only 2 gluten-free only breweries in Maine, the latest data shows only 3 in all of New England. However, some of our favorite traditional breweries have started including gluten-free options.
I think it's a trend that we're only going to see continue to expand.
If the need is there, they're there to fill it.
They'll meet it, yeah. Thanks, David.